My name is Meg and I am here today to show you another great Halloween look. This is a great two-part look. You can start out your look with just the sultry witch, and then if you have some time in between, maybe you're going to a two-part event, you can add this burned look. This is my burned witch.
The first thing we want to do is we want to apply a very light, almost white foundation to our entire face. We don't want it to be so white that it doesn't match our skin tone at all because we have to blend it, but we want it to be light enough that it still looks witchy. Next, for our eyeshadow, we want to apply a white base over the entire lid, working from the lash line all the way up to the brow. Then I'm taking a skinny black brush and I'm going into a very matte shade of black and drawing a sharp line in the crease. Then I take my purple, almost black color with a little bit of gray and I blend it in the crease. That's going to create a lot of dimension and pop to my eye. I'm using this light beige shade as a transition to help blend those blacks and purples to the whites under my brow. Then I select a really bright purple shade. This bright purple goes on my lid just below the crease, and then I apply my very bright red. I'm creating a gradient from black to purple to red, and then I warm it up by adding just a little bit of brown. I highlight under the brow and on the orb by adding just a little bit of white. To line my eyes, I use a liquid liner in a marker form, which makes it easier to control. I'm working from thin in the inner corners to a thick wing on the outside. I flick my wing out from the outer corners, and then I use that same liquid marker liner on the bottom lash line. I pick up some purple on a skinny brush and I dust that on just below my lash line. Then I pick up some red on a fluffier brush and I put that just below the purple. I also add a little bit more red and purple to my upper lids to intensify the color. I contour my face by using two different colors of cream makeup. I use a dark foundation in the hollows of my cheeks, down the sides of my nose, in my temples, and under my chin. Then I'm going to come back in and I'm going to highlight using that white cream makeup. I want to make sure I blend the entire thing with a damp beauty blender. In order to highlight, I apply my white cream makeup down the middle of my nose, on my cheekbones, and on my chin and the area between my brows. Then I blend the entire thing with a damp beauty blender. To set my cream contour, I can use the powder that came in my Graftobian kit, or I can use eyeshadow colors in the appropriate shades. I'm using sort of a grayish tone brown here to enhance my contour and make my cheeks look more sunken in. I'm applying the majority of my shadow to the area closest to my ear, just below my cheekbones. I'm then working that same shadow down the sides of my nose and blending it with a large brush. I fill my brows using a dark brown gel and then I pat a black powder on top of it. I'm making my brows really arched to create that villainess sort of look. Then I'm adding lashes. I'm using the beautiful lashes that came in my zombie makeup kit and I'm applying a dark tone lash glue. I'm holding my lashes with a tweezer and I'm getting them as close to my lash line as possible. Don't forget to wait 30 seconds to allow your lash glue to dry before attempting to get it to stick to your lid. To create a sexy lip, first I'm lining my lip with a dark red liner. Then I fill the lips in with a bright red lipstick. And then to create a really dramatic effect, I'm taking a black lipstick and I'm brushing a little bit just on the outside of the lip. This is going to give it a lot of dimension and make it have an ombre effect. I'm pulling this plum color from my Undead makeup stack and I'm drawing on the veins under my eyes. I'm creating shapes that almost look like the branches of trees, where skinnier lines are coming off from the thicker lines and then tapering out. You want these to look very randomized. You don't want it to be the exact same shape repeated. Then what we're going to do is we're going to set the veins with a little bit of powder. This is going to make sure the cream makeup doesn't move around. It also makes it look a little bit more subtle and like it's underneath the skin. Then I'm just touching up my eye makeup before putting on my wig cap and adding my wig. Now that our sexy witch is complete, it's time to set her on fire. Use a wipe to remove the makeup on the side of your face where you're going to apply the burn. Liquid latex will stick to any hair that it touches, so I block out my eyebrows using tape and I apply Vaseline to my hairline. It's really important to cover any hairs that the liquid latex may end up touching. I'm applying layers of liquid latex to the side of my face. I'm using a makeup sponge to apply one thin layer at a time. I'm working up to about 4 layers of thickness. Then what I do is I take a little bit of tissue paper and I apply it on top of the tape that's around my brow area. This gives it a sort of droopy appearance that would happen from a severe burn, and it also covers up the square edges of the tape. Then I'm taking my fingers and I'm busting open little holes in the latex. This makes it look more burned as well. I add coffee grinds to simulate the appearance of charred flesh, and then I add another layer of liquid latex on top of the coffee. I use my bruise wheel and I paint the entire area of liquid latex red. Then I come in with some darker shades of purples and browns and I fill in the holes that I've busted open. This is going to create a lot more dimension because it's going to make the holes look like they're deeper set. I'm using that same plum color that I used to create my veins. I use an eyeshadow that's the same shade of red as my paint, and I fade out the edges of my liquid latex onto the rest of my face. I use black and purple eyeshadows to darken the areas around my eyes and to darken inside of the holes of the burn. I continue fading and buffing out my color until it has a more natural appearance. Then I take a white eye pencil and I line the waterline of my eye. This is going to make my eye look a little bit droopier. Then I'm taking some liquid blood and I'm applying blood all over my face. This really gives it a finishing touch. I can use my bruise wheel to add some highlights around the outside of my burn holes, and then add even more blood to give it a shiny finish. Throw on your costume and your burn witch look is complete and you are ready to rock it at any Halloween party. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. Have a happy Halloween!